What the is this?
It's half a van.
Half?
Half car, half price.
I don't think so. It's just crazy. 3,500.
3,500?
Yeah, he just left. And I don't care. Go, bye. Who the hell built a car like that anyway?
Fast and Loud is one of the most popular car reality shows in the world, but it wouldn't be if it didn't have some of the most extraordinary characters on the show. That's Aaron, Richard, Mikey, Christie and Sue, and so many others that make the show so amazing. Since there are so many casts on the show, there are times that some cast members don't appear on the show for years. That has been the case for Sue. For a few seasons now, Sue hasn't been seen on the show, and fans of Fast and Loud have been worried about her whereabouts. That's because Sue is one of the most interesting members of the cast.
He won't pay me.
Can I get some kind of discount, like 2,500?
Cheap ass monkey. No way.
When she's on the show, her role is to provide expert advice on upholstery for vehicles that the garage is fixing and actually help do the fixing. Whenever she's on the show, viewers know that they're in for a good time because of the way she speaks. First off, whenever she sees Richard Rawlings, the owner of the garage, she calls him a bad word monkey. Of course, you know what the bad word is. If you don't, here's a clue. It's 3 letters that starts with an A and ends with an S. Sue is not an employee of Gas Monkey Garage, which is probably why she can call Richard Rawlings whatever she wants. Whenever he brings her a vehicle, she always asks him why he brings such garbage to her. This might not be true all the time, but it's true most of the time. We mean, have you seen the kind of vehicles the guys at the Gas Monkey Garage work on? Those things are garbage that only has a lease at life because of the extraordinarily talented mechanics at the garage. Of course, if you were a car snob, you'd say something like Sue should be happy that she gets to work on such classic and expensive vehicles, even though they are now garbage. Working with a bunch of cars in dire need of restoration might sound great to you, but it's surely not Sue's idea of a good time. She says that the vehicles get to her when they are at their worst, and it's very difficult to enjoy fixing upholstery on cars that look like that.
Richard always bring me junk. Always bring me junk. Always give me junk. Don't you ever bring a Ferrari here?
The best way to get this is to understand that Sue isn't specialized in restorations. In fact, according to her, Fast and Loud gives her company more than 90% of all its restoration work. Most of her work, she says, is general repairs with some restorations and custom projects. She also says that the ridiculous deadlines that Richard gives her business with cars are real. So how does she deal with these deadlines? The only way anyone deals with deadlines. She gets the job done by putting several employees on the cars that need work and working late. It's all pure hard work all the way. So if Sue isn't an employee of the garage, what is she then? Where does she work? Does she even work? Or is her job one of those consultant jobs where she just appears on the show to help? Well, here's the thing. Just like Richard Rawlings owns the Gas Monkey Garage, Sue owns her own company. The name of her company is ASM Auto Upholstery, which she started about 22 years ago. Fans of Fast and Loud who think Sue's shop is fake might be having a double take right now. If she has a fully operational workshop, where does she work if she has to film for Fast and Loud? Well, Sue has figured out a very clever solution to that problem. To make sure that filming for the show and work on her shop went on at the same time, she built 2 sides to it. That way, whenever the camera crew is around, she can go into the filming section of the shop, do her filming, and get done without disturbing the actual work going on the other side of the shop. The interesting thing about the company is that she didn't even plan on building it. She just reupholstered her husband's 1968 Gran Torino in her garage and figured out that she could make a real business out of upholstery. Once she figured that out, she got her first employee and started learning the physical and technical aspects of upholstery alongside her, and that's exactly how her company was founded. But how did Richard Rawlings find her? Was he introduced to her by someone else, or was there something else? The story of Sue meeting Richard isn't quite as dramatic as television might like, which is probably why no one expects Sue to talk about it. According to Sue, Richard's shop was down the street when he came by and saw her work. He believed that they did quality work and hired them there and then. This may not sound dramatic, but just imagine how different the lives of both of these people would have been if they had not worked on the same street. For one, Sue wouldn't have anyone to call a bad word monkey, and Richard would probably not have to endure abuse because he's asking for help with an admittedly awful vehicle. At the beginning of Fast and Loud, Sue was on every episode to give her advice and help the mechanics and upholstery decisions regarding their cars. However, as time went on, her appearances on the show reduced. At first, the fans didn't notice this reduction. A lot of fans thought that she didn't appear because the show didn't have a use for her yet. However, when new characters started coming into the garage to deal with upholstery questions, fans of Sue realized that something was wrong. It was around this point that they realized that Sue would never be coming to the garage and was probably never going to have anything to do with the show again. The questions that remained for fans of the show were simple. The first thing was why Sue was no longer on the show, and the second was what she was doing with her life outside the show. So, here's the thing, guys. Sue was not a major character on the show, so the studio didn't think it was necessary to announce her departure. And since the studio didn't think it was important to announce her departure, it was really difficult for us to hazard a guess as to why she's no longer on the show. However, after a while of researching and looking at the options, we arrived at the reason why Sue is no longer on Fast and Loud. Richard Rawlings and Sue had a disagreement on how much was going to be paid for her services, and both of them decided to go their separate ways. At this point, you're probably wondering how this is possible. After all, Sue and Richard look like they are great friends, and yes, if you think that, you would be correct. They are close friends, and Sue even posted a photo of her and Richard on Instagram recently to wish him a happy birthday. But here's the thing, both of these people own businesses, and they are under an obligation to make great decisions for their businesses and not their relationships. It simply no longer made any financial sense whatsoever for Gas Monkey Garage to pay Sue what she was being paid. On Sue's side, it simply made no financial sense for her to accept the conditions that Gas Monkey Garage was offering. The interesting thing about this hasn't led to Sue's shop being any less busy. She was already a pretty busy upholstery company before the show, and now that she's off it, her company is still really busy. She does say that her company is now more popular than before, and she now has fans all over the world. But let's go back to Sue and Richard and see how their relationship has been impacted by this break. Is there any bad blood? From our research, it doesn't appear that there's any bad blood whatsoever between both Richard and Sue. It seems they have remained cordial despite not working together, which is something we always want to see, right? Something as fickle as money should never end a relationship, and that's what Richard and Sue have displayed here. If Sue and Richard had fought over this issue, it would have been kind of ironic since the show itself has been cancelled. If you didn't know that, well, now you know. Sometime last year, Richard Rawlings himself came on the Joe Rogan show and told Joe Rogan that the show had been canceled and wasn't going to have one more season.
Everybody hold on to your hat out there. Fast and Loud is no more. I have exited Discovery, and I'm a free agent.
That was the first time anyone outside the show was hearing of the cancellation, and it was so shocking that Joe Rogan himself could hardly believe it. The cancellation of the show didn't have too much to do with the show itself, but with Richard Rawlings. According to Richard, the show had to go because he'd run down his contract with Discovery Channel and was now, in his words, a free agent. When pressed about why he left, he said he believed he'd reached the peak he could reach there and wanted to try something new. That could very well be true, since Fast and Loud certainly reached the apex of reality car TV. So when will we be hearing from Richard again? And importantly, will he be teaming up with Sue in the future? Well, no one knows.